Fear isn't some Hollywood villain with a dramatic entrance. It's that silent, sweaty-palmed guest that shows up uninvited, right before your big moment. It doesn't yell. It whispers. What if you mess this up? What will they think? You're not ready. And just like that, you're frozen, paralysis by overthinking. But here's where it gets juicy, because the real scandal? Fear's power is fake, fabricated, and one ancient idea exposes the whole illusion. It comes from a man named Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who basically said, look, control is currency. Spend it where it counts. He broke life into two buckets: what you can control, what you can't. And spoiler alert, most of us spend 99% of our anxiety budget worrying about that second bucket. What if I bomb the pitch? What if they don't text back? What if I age like an avocado? The Stoics didn't waste time on these what-ifs. Because here's the truth bomb. Trying to control outcomes is like yelling at the sky during a storm. Impressive effort, zero results. Jordan from True Story puts it this way: fear feeds on the fantasy of control. Starve it. Let's get real. You can't control whether your boss promotes you, but you can control how prepared you are. You can't control if someone loves you back, but you can control how honest you are with your feelings. You can't control the market, but you can control whether you panic or pivot. That shift from panic to power is the real Stoic magic. And it's not some Zen monk moment. It's gritty, boots on the ground practicality. Now picture this. You're moments away from stepping on stage, palms sweaty, mind racing, heart pounding like a bad techno remix. Fear's in full takeover mode. You've got two choices. One, spiral into the abyss of what if I choke? Two, lock into what can I do right now? You breathe. You focus. You remind yourself, I prepared. I know my stuff. I control my delivery, not their reaction. Boom. That's fear losing oxygen. That's you snatching back the wheel. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic juggernaut, put it even sharper. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength. Here's the twist most people miss. Fear isn't the enemy. Stagnation is. Fear is just a flare, telling you that you're exiting the comfort zone and entering the growth zone. No fear, no progress. So the next time you feel fear creeping in like some nosy neighbor, don't try to evict it. Just don't offer it the couch. Focus on what you can do, release the rest, and keep moving. You won't become fearless because you've erased fear. You'll become fearless because you've exposed fear's bluff. That's not just wisdom. That's tactical peace. That's how modern warriors stay sharp. And that is a true story. What if the secret to becoming sharper, calmer, and more in control wasn't in a gym or a green smoothie, but in the power of touch? Yeah, sounds soft. Until you realize ancient warriors, emperors, and philosophers swore by it. In today's grind culture, men are taught to power through pain, outrun burnout, and drink espresso shots like they're IV drips. But there's a quiet rebellion rising, one that doesn't shout or hustle, one that says real strength starts in stillness. Enter male wellness massage, not spa day fluff, not cucumber eyes and candles. We're talking about something older than your job title, deeper than your protein shake, and more effective than any 10-step self-help routine. These aren't trends, they're tools, passed down from ancient India, China, and Greece. Oil massages in Ayurveda were designed to pull toxins out of the body like poison through a straw. Tuina in traditional Chinese medicine, that wasn't for pampering. It was to reset your body's internal wiring like a human circuit board. Greek athletes used touch therapy to prep for battle and to recover like gods afterward. Why? Because they knew the truth. Rest isn't weakness. It's strategy. Fast forward to now. You're older, busier, maybe a little stiff in places that didn't used to creak. But this practice, it hasn't aged a day. It boosts circulation, lowers stress, heals strained muscles, and, even more underrated, it helps you feel at home in your own body again. And if you've ever felt like your brain's buffering on a Monday morning, or your fuse is shorter than your lunch break, you already know this. The modern man is running hot with no cool-down system. But here's the twist. They had it right all along. These old-school methods weren't about luxury. They were about longevity, strength that doesn't burn out, peace that doesn't flinch, the kind of calm that makes you a better leader, partner, thinker, and man. This isn't about self-care. It's about self-command. Let's talk about the comeback no one saw coming. Ancient male wellness techniques making a full-blown return. But not in dusty temples or history books. We're talking about modern spas and wellness centers where men, especially the ones who've been running on fumes since 1998, are rediscovering something primal. Massage isn't just about untangling your back after a bad mattress or a golf game gone wrong. It's about maintenance, not damage control. It's a reminder that wellness isn't just patching up what's broken. It's protecting what's still working. This is about legacy care, taking the body you've built over decades and giving it the tune-up it earned. Now, here's where things get really interesting. For men over 40, the body starts sending gentle, annoying reminders that you're not 25 anymore, tight shoulders that never loosen, recovery that takes days, not hours, a fatigue that creeps in even after 8 hours of sleep. It's not a malfunction. It's the maintenance light flashing. But massage, that's your pit stop. Done right, it increases circulation, smooths out those knots like dough, and brings back flexibility. Something most of us didn't know we were slowly losing until we dropped a sock and groaned like it was a deadlift. And it's not just your muscles cashing in. Your immune system quietly joins the party. Massage boosts your lymphatic system, flushing toxins like an internal cleanse, minus the kale. Even your brain gets the memo. Regular massage reduces cortisol, your body's favorite stress hoarder, while boosting dopamine and serotonin, your feel-good crew. It's like mental floss. Men who treat massage as part of their routine, not a reward, report sharper focus, better energy, and that elusive, I feel like myself again moment. Not flashy, just real. But here's the twist most guys don't see coming. The emotional layer. In a world that expects men to armor up emotionally, therapeutic touch is like a gentle jailbreak. Massage calms the nervous system, slows your breathing, and opens up space, physically and mentally, for release. And no, we're not talking candles and poetry. We're talking about the power of peace. That moment when you finally stop clenching your jaw, not because someone told you to, but because your body finally let go. Hormones like oxytocin get triggered. Yeah, the trust and bonding one. Suddenly, it's not just your shoulders relaxing, it's your nervous system saying, you're safe. Let's be clear, this isn't weakness, it's evolution. The men who lean into this kind of healing, who schedule time to decompress before the breakdown, aren't soft. They're smart. They're the ones showing up clearer, calmer, and more grounded. Not because they escaped life's chaos, but because they found a better way to stand in the middle of it and not fall apart. Here's the thing no one tells you. Strength doesn't always look like a clenched jaw and a to-do list. Sometimes it looks like lying face down on a massage table, releasing 10 years of stress from your shoulders while your brain finally shuts up for once. Emotional strength, the kind that keeps you from snapping at your kids or burning out at work, often begins in complete stillness. And that's not soft. That's strategy. Now, let's clear something up. Not all massages are created equal. Picking one at random from a spa menu is like choosing wine based on the label color. You need the right tool for the job. Got a job that's been hammering your back for 20 years? Deep tissue is your answer. It's not gentle, it's effective. Think of it like physical therapy in disguise. Struggling with stress that won't quit and sleep that won't stick? Swedish massage brings your nervous system down from its caffeine-fueled cliff. Feeling stiff like an old oak tree every time you stand up? Thai massage, with its stretches and joint work, is like yoga without the small talk. But listen, cleanliness and skill aren't negotiable. You're not just booking a vibe, you're investing in your long-term health. A good therapist should know more about your shoulder than your last physical therapist did. Pro tip: don't play tough guy. Speak up. Tell him what hurts, what doesn't, and what you're hoping to walk out with besides a cucumber water. Tailored sessions turn massage into a precision treatment, not just a luxury splurge. Because when done right, massage stops being a nice extra. It becomes a ritual, a scheduled, non-negotiable act of rebellion against burnout. And if you really want the good stuff, you've got to be consistent. Think of it like brushing your teeth or checking your cholesterol. One massage a year? That's a vacation. But one massage a month? That's transformation. A regular routine, monthly or bi-weekly, keeps the kinks out, reduces injury risk, boosts sleep, and even helps you stand taller without looking like a question mark. And when the seasons shift or your stress hits the fan, that's when you'll feel the payoff. Add in smart habits like stretching, hydration, and decent sleep, and you're not just aging, you're evolving, quietly outlasting the chaos with a body that still works and a mind that's finally not screaming all the time. On True Story, Jordan breaks it down like this: wellness isn't a spa day, it's a strategy. And the men who get it, they're not just surviving middle age, they're flipping it on its head. Here's what nobody warned you about aging. The wear and tear doesn't come in loud and dramatic. It creeps in silently. A stiff shoulder here, a foggy brain there, a short fuse that wasn't part of your personality 10 years ago. And before you know it, you're snapping at the dog because you can't find your socks. But what if the antidote wasn't buried in some biohacker's lab or a $200 supplement stack, but in something ancient, quiet, and weirdly powerful? Massage. Yeah, we know. It sounds like something you book on vacation and forget about after checkout. But men who are aging with strength, they treat massage like maintenance, like rotating tires or checking the oil, except it's your nervous system that's getting the tune-up. Here's the twist. Wellness isn't some all-or-nothing cult. It's a system, a puzzle. And massage? That's a corner piece, one that ties the whole picture together. It's not just a feel-good bonus, it's a long-game move. Done consistently, Massage trains your body to recover faster, your mind to relax quicker, and your temper to stay in check longer. It's like emotional armor, stitched together with every session. Think about it. When your body feels like a battlefield, it's not just muscle that's tense. Your patience is short. Your sleep is garbage. Your energy is on life support. Now flip the script. Imagine heading into your day grounded, focused, and not one petty comment away from emotional combustion. That's what this does. Men over 40 especially need this. You're not breaking down. You're just overdue for recalibration. Massage is the cheat code that ancient cultures understood long before burnout was a buzzword. It wasn't pampering, it was preparation. A way to preserve power, not perform weakness. And that's where most people get it wrong. Massage isn't about candles and ocean sounds. It's about resilience. It's about knowing that in a world that demands more from you every year, you better have tools that refill your tank, not just patch the leaks. Jordan from True Story says it like this: you don't wait to collapse before you rest. You rest so you don't collapse. The men who get this, they're not chasing youth. They're mastering something far better, vitality with strategy. They're grounded, energized, and strangely unbothered by the chaos of modern life. Call it ancient. Call it old school. Just don't call it optional.